Hello and welcome to Vlogmas day 2. I think it's day 2. Obviously I'm doing every other day, so I'm not too sure. This will be 2. I think it's 2. Anyway, welcome to Vlogmas day 2. Today's video is going to be a Christmas decorations DIY. I spend too much time on TikTok. I'm sure we all do these days. It's become a bit of an addiction, I think, for the nation since coronavirus locked us all down. We had nothing better to do with our time. So I spend too much time on TikTok and I've seen loads of crafting and I thought I'd give them a go. If you're new around here, hello, my name is Caroline. I am a mother to a 1-year-old Ellis and wife to Sean. I'm not going to say his age because that'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? I post all sorts of videos on my channel and I'm doing Vlogmas. Every other day I'm posting a video, a vlog, crafting, recipes, everything Christmas related. So I'd love to have you join the gang, hit subscribe, also follow me over on Instagram and yeah, see what we're up to on a regular basis. As I saw all these crafts on TikTok, I assumed they'd be really easy to do, and they were. There were a couple little fiddlier ones, but in the grand scheme of things, they're all really easy. And if you do fancy making any of them, please do tag me in your creations on Instagram. I'd love to see how you did, because I know that I struggled with a few of them and some of them didn't turn out quite how I thought they would do. So it'd be great to see if it is possible. It's not just a TikTok illusion that people are creating and just making things look really easy when they're not. So without further ado, here are my TikTok inspired crafts. So for this craft, you will need cardboard letters, twine, spray paint, I've gone with silver, red ribbon, artificial garland, and hot glue. So first of all, you're just going to spray paint your letters. I do this first just so it gives them time to dry. Then you're going to take your garland and measure it to the size of the Minnie or Mickey that you want and cut it accordingly. I really struggled with this. I need some sort of like secateurs or something. My scissors were not sharp enough. Once you have the size that you need for the Mickey or Minnie head, just twist the ends together to sort of get them in a circle and then hot glue it so it stays put. Then repeat the process 2 more times for the ears. Obviously, make them smaller than the Mickey or Minnie head. There I am again, trying to use the blunt scissors on the garland. I'm surprised I didn't sprain my wrist doing this. My garland had extra long leaves. I did end up trimming the inside of the ears just to make sure it was obvious that they were ears and not just random bunches of bushel. Once you have your ears ready to go, you can either hot glue them or tie them to the Mickey head. I could not, for love nor money, get these to hot glue down, so I just ended up tying them up and then I covered the twine with the leaves and you couldn't tell it was there, so it's fine. Now the woman on the TikTok video made making a bow for the Minnie Mouse heads look really, really easy. And I can tell you, I struggled so much with this. I ended up looking at a YouTube video to figure out how to do it. I will link the how-to down below. I just could not get it right. I think actually maybe some fabric might be a better idea than a ribbon, but I'm not sure. I could not. I really struggled making this bow. But in the end, my final product wasn't too bad, but it did take a long old time. And then I just hot glued the bow onto the Mickey Mouse head, or the Minnie Mouse head I should say. Obviously you could just skip the bow and just do Mickey Mouse instead, but I just quite liked that it's festive because it's got a red bow. So this bit is probably the most fiddly bit. If you do have a plank of wood or a large piece of plastic lying about, you could obviously glue these down onto that instead. because that would look nice as a sign propped up somewhere or nailed to a wall if you fancy it. But I unfortunately didn't have that, so I decided to use twine instead. It was a bit of an ordeal, a bit mathematical, but I did it, and all it was literally just hot gluing some twine down the middle of the J and the Y and connecting it to the Minnie Mouse. The only way I could get the twine to stick to the Minnie Mouse was to get a bunch of it and scrunch it up into a little ball and then glue the whole ball as a lump to the back of the Minnie Mouse. It didn't look very pretty, but it's the back, so no one's going to see it. And then just repeat the whole process again with the Y. I did have to measure out the twine just to make sure that it was even. It was a bit confusing, but I think the final result is quite good. I did also have to add on another piece of twine to the J because just the single line made it a bit wonky. So you will see in the final image I do have a second piece of twine there, which is not shown in this DIY. Although a little bit fiddly, I do really like how this turned out. A little touch of Disney amongst the Christmas decorations is always a winner for me. It was definitely worth all the trials and tribulations it took to make it. I like it a lot. So for this DIY you will need some battery powered lights, some fake holly, spray paint, I've gone with rose gold this time, a single pine cone, an embroidery hoop. I bought a pack of 3 in varying sizes off of Amazon, and I've just used the smallest one as this is going to be a decoration for my Christmas tree, and some hot glue to stick it all together. First of all, you're going to want to unscrew your embroidery hoop so it's in 2 pieces, and then just spray paint it whichever colour you have decided on both sides. And then using hot glue you're going to just glue the 2 pieces together. This does take a little bit of firm holding as they do pop out quite easily. And then you're going to wrap your lights around the hoop like so. Mine got so tangled when I was doing this, so I spent a lot of time just untangling them endlessly. I'm sure there probably is a neater way to do it, but I have not discovered what that is. Also, midway through I realised I should probably check the lights actually work, because that would have been really annoying. For some reason I didn't film past this part of the DIY, so luckily it's very easy. All you have to do is just glue your holly leaves to the bottom of the embroidery hoop and then glue your pine cone to the middle, and hey presto, you're done! A really easy, beautiful, handmade Christmas decoration. For this DIY, all you're going to need is some green cloth napkins. I got mine off of eBay. So at first this looks quite fiddly, but actually once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. All you have to do is fold your napkin into quarters like so, and then where the napkin's open you just flip it over so it's a diagonal to you, and then you're just going to fold up each individual flap to the centre. Once that's done, you just need to adjust it to make sure it's straight, flip the whole thing over, and then bring each corner up to the centre. To make a little diamond triangle shape, flip it over again, and then just fold up each flap again, but this time you're going to tuck them into each other to give it the Christmas tree effect. Then once you get to the bottom, you just tuck the biggest flap under and then just straighten it out a bit, and hey presto, you're done. And I really like these. Maybe a bigger napkin would be easier, but I'm really happy with these. I think they're so sweet and they'll look so nice on your Christmas dinner table. Look at them! For the snowflakes, all you need is some paper. You can go with coloured paper or plain white paper, or maybe even some card, some scissors, some twine, and I use hot glue, but I'm sure super glue or maybe even regular Pritt stick would work just fine. So you first of all need to cut your paper into a square, and then you're going to fold it in half diagonally and then half again into quarters. And then you're going to get your scissors and make 3 to 4 diagonal cuts. Open out your paper and it should look something like this. Then you're going to take the 2 inner pieces of paper and glue them together, and then skip the next row and then take the next pieces of paper and stick them together, and then flip the whole thing over and do the same on the opposite side. And you should have something like this. And then you're going to repeat the process 7 more times. And then you're just going to want to glue them all together to make one big snowflake. I found the easiest way to do this was to glue 4 together and then glue another 4 together and then just join the halves together. Otherwise it would just be a big goopy mess. These are so easy to make, and you can make them in a variety of sizes. I did 2 more very small ones and hung from my light, as you can see here, and they look so great and so festive too. So for this one you will need 3 wine glasses, some fake poinsettias, I think that's how you say it, some small to medium baubles in any colour you fancy, I've gone with gold, a charger plate, which is a new word, basically a big metal plate of some kind, a decorative sign. I'm using these little card pegs, so I'm just going to take the little pictures off them. You can also get wooden Merry Christmas signs, and also my favourite, hot glue, so stick it all together. First thing you're going to do is just cut off all the strings from your baubles because you don't need them anymore. And then you're going to put your baubles into your wine glasses, making sure that all the baubles are underneath the rim of the glass, because if any go over, it means you won't be able to stick the glass down to the plate. Now comes the hot glue. This got messy. Underestimated how much the glue would run down the glass. It was a bit tricky to stick them down to the plate. It did take a few tries, but I got there in the end. It just involved a bit of persistence and a lot of pressure. Once all the glasses are firmly stuck down, you're then going to want to cut the flowers. This again was really hard. My scissors are clearly incredibly blunt. Then you're going to position your flowers where you want them to sit, and then twist the ends together to make one big bunch of poinsettias, and then big glob of hot glue in the middle of the plate and stick them all down. And then I'm going to get my little wooden decorations and hot glue them to the stems of the wine glass. As I'm using card pegs, I just had to pry them off the peg. But like I said, you can buy these individually from Amazon, or a little Merry Christmas wooden sign would look lovely as well. And then I noticed that you could see the glue on the glass, which didn't look very nice. So I just used some of the leaves left over from my poinsettia plant and hot glued them around the rim of the glasses just to cover that unsightly glue, and there we have it. It took a little while, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it's a great centrepiece for any Christmas table. And there we have it, 5 Christmas DIYs, all inspired by TikTok. If you do make any of these, let me know. I'd love to see what you can create. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.